Cold dawn lifts off the valley floor. The grass looks calm, but the world is never calm for long. Wind combs the ridge above the pasture. Up high, a place where predators scope the land. A nearby farm wakes for the day. Keep your head, Bino, and let them say what they say. Bino stands apart, an outcast from the crowd. They'll never accept me, I'll never accept them either. Giselle watches him with steady patience. You were not a curse, you were my son, and you belong here. Abdul moves beside his brother like a shield. Stay close to me today, and let me handle Ira if he starts up at it. Nama keeps her voice low and clear. What are you two on about now? If we get into trouble again they split us. Caleb circles the edge, herding stragglers. Heads up, keep the line, and do not drift toward the trees. Wilford holds the gate like a quiet judge. Eyes up, heads on a swivel. Smell the air. The training slope is carved by many seasons of hooves. Follow the mark stones, no shortcuts. Caleb sets the pace with sharp focus. One step, then another, and breathe like you mean it. Bino practices the route, counting each turn. If I perform better than anyone else, then who will the joke be on? Abdul treats every step like a test of pride. No one calls my family weak. Not while I'm standing. Ira waits for a moment to get a jab in. Look at that black wool, like a curse got stuck on him. Bino feels heat in his chest and holds it back. Say what you want, but there's no such thing as curses. Nama steps between the inevitable clash. Ira, you are bored, not brave, so stop. Caleb cuts the moment short with authority. Enough, back to the line, we move when I say we move. Giselle keeps her voice gentle and final. Ira, I spoke with your mother already. Do not be a bully. Night settles and the barn burns with painful memories and families that never came to be. Wilford, did my father really just leave without a word? Wilford answers as though it was finally this question's time. Trouble always had a way of finding your daddy, so your daddy took trouble away the best he knew. A raven watches from the tree line, patient as time. Some disappear to save others, and some disappear to be saved. Silence presses in, and Bino makes a private vow. If Jacob is out there, I will find the truth with my own eyes. Clouds drift past the moon and the valley feels larger than any fear. Every path leaves a lesson for the next traveler. Before first light, Bino listens for the moment the world is quiet enough to slip away. Just one look at the woods, then I come back. Morning returns with fresh tracks near the woods. This is the same path Jacob used, I can feel it. Abdul blocks the way with stubborn care. You do not go alone, he was my dad too. Nama looks from one brother to the other and chooses clarity. If you go, you mark the trail, and you listen for dogs. Ira turns a quiet morning into a spectacle. Every bad thing started when his black wool showed up. Isn't that what your daddy says? Bino keeps his voice even, but the words cut. You keep running your mouth and I'll split your head with my horn. Giselle steps closer, calm like stone. Bino, you will do no such thing. Stop terrorizing my son. Caleb turns them back toward training. We move now, and we move together, no arguing. The route opens into a long dirt trail that leads out of the farmland. Keep your eyes up and your ears open. Wilford tests the wind like he can read a map in it. 3 wolves have been seen on the ridges, so do not drift. The tree line thickens and sound feels swallowed. When the woods go quiet, look for eyes that do not blink. Zevzi watches from a high rock, patient and still. Do not rush, we learn their path first. Zil moves low through grass, fast and eager. I can reach the fence line before they smell me. Zia waits in pale fog, calculating. Hold the middle, and let the wind bring us the rest. Bino feels those unseen eyes and forces his breath steady. I can feel them, like cold on my back. Caleb keeps the route tight, turning fear into a straight line. Stay on the hard ground, not the brush. Ira uses the fear as fuel. See, the wolves came for the black one. This curse has a target on our back. Bino snaps back, louder than he meant to. They came because you make noise, Ira, not because of my wool. Wilford ends the exchange with tired authority. Save your breath for running, not for blame. That night, camp is cold and secrets rustle in the grass. Looking for Jacob, are you, Black Wool? I can help. Bino leans in despite every warning. If you saw him, tell me, and I will owe you. Shamir smiles like a merchant. Follow me at first light, and do not tell the dogs. At dawn, Bino slips from camp on soft hooves. Just one path, then I return before anyone notices. Abdul hears the absence before he sees it. Nama, he is gone, and I will not lose him too. Nama makes the choice fast. Then we follow, quietly, and we bring him home. Mist thickens under the trees and sound turns soft. Even a small trail can lead into a big mistake. Bino follows Shamir through roots and shadows. If this is a trick, it is a cruel one. Shamir moves like he owns every crack in the world. Keep up, Black Wool, the river will answer you. The sound of water grows louder, and Bino's hope rises with it. Jacob always walked toward water when he was thinking. The river cuts the valley like a clean line. His tracks are fresh. Abdul, see the broken reeds? Matthias appears at the water edge, calm and careful. If you want to cross, step where the stones are dry on top. Abdul's body goes rigid at the sight of a coyote. Say one wrong thing, and I will not trust you again. Nama studies Matthias the way she studies weather. If you are not here to harm us, then prove it with your feet. Matthias leads with gentle certainty. I do not hunt sheep, I track paths, so follow me and breathe. Abdul crosses, still tense, eyes on every ripple. I am doing this for Bino, not for you. Antioch watches the crossing from above, silent for a long beat. Sometimes help arrives wearing the wrong shape. Shamir slips to a higher rock, pleased with his own leverage. Now you owe me, and I love to collect on what is owed. Bino pulls beside Matthias for a quiet question. Do you know the steam caves, the place that smells like warm stone? Matthias nods, eyes scanning the hills. Steam rises where the ground is thin, and trails gather there. Far off, pale steam curls into the air like a warning sign. The gas caverns are known to make you go mad. Zevzi watches the line of travelers from a ridge cut. They are splitting. Good, we can read them easier. Bino tries to turn back and realizes he cannot find the old trail. I thought I knew these woods, but I do not. Nama keeps him from spiraling. We go forward, and we leave marks, and we stop blaming ourselves. Abdul wants to turn back, but his pride cannot find their way. We will never find him, he's dead. Who could survive out here? Matthias keeps them moving by making the next step feel simple. Follow the water line, it always leads to a crossing. Night comes fast by the river, and the sound of water fills every pause. Night does not end danger, it only hides it. Bino finally says the fear out loud. What if Jacob was just a selfish ram and probably got mauled by a bear? Nama answers with warmth that does not soften the truth. If he left, it was his choice, and you do not carry it alone. Abdul keeps watch while others rest, refusing to sleep. I will not fail this post. I will not fail. Like my father. Fog loosens and the trail opens into a rocky shelf. There are not many escape routes, and I do not like it. Zevzi appears on a ridge line, calm and certain. Hold steady. Let them walk into their own corner. Zil moves fast along the brush edge, too eager to be quiet. If I circle wide, they will never know. Zia takes the center, patient and cold. No noise, no rush, we wait for the split. Matthias tightens the route with one simple instruction. Stay on rock, not on loose soil, and keep your breath quiet. Abdul takes point, anger turning into focus. If they come close, we do not split, we do not panic. Nama uses calm like a tool. Count steps, Bino, it keeps your mind from running ahead. Bino sees a golden shape on a far ledge and his stomach drops. That is not a wolf, that is something else. Jidea stands high above, almost unreal in the haze. Black Wool brings stories, and I collect stories. Matthias pushes them forward without looking back. Do not stare, move, and let the fog do its job. A new smell cuts through the fog, metal and old wood. Why does it smell like fence and oil? Abdul is the first to see the open gate and hates it. This is not safety, this is a corner. Nama tries to pull Bino back, but the ground looks normal. Step light, Bino, something feels wrong. Bino sees the rope loop too late. Wait, what is that on the ground? The rope snaps tight around Bino and the world becomes panic and noise. No, what is this? Let go. The farm lane is empty except for the echo of hurried movement. A farm situates itself in the trees like the forest carved out a bruise. Bino is forced into a dark holding pen, breath loud in his ears. This is worse than the woods, I cannot see a way out. Darwin watches from another pen line, calm under pressure. Do not waste your strength, learn the fence first. Bino answers through the boards, trying to hold dignity. Who are you, and why are you so calm in here? Darwin keeps his voice low so it does not break him. I was born in Black Wool too, and I learned patience the hard way. Night drops over the farm and the pens turn colder. Every path leaves a lesson for the next traveler. Abdul reaches the fence line and forces his breath quiet. Nama, we get him out, no matter what it costs. Nama sees the pen lights and feels her resolve harden. We do not rush, we plan, and we do not leave without him. Matthias circles the far side. Mapping latch sounds in his head. There is a loose seam by the corner post. That is our door. Dawn washes the farmyard in pale light, and the pens creak as if waking too. The calm beauty seems to mask the inevitable ending produced by meat farms. Bino studies the latch like it is a puzzle. If I find one weak point, there must be others. Darwin keeps watch on the guard path by listening, not looking. Count the steps, then count the quiet. The quiet is your chance. Bino keeps his voice down so it does not break. I thought the wolves were the worst thing, but the metal jaws of the human machine feels colder. Darwin answers without pity. Wolves want you fast, humans want you quiet, so do not give them quiet. Rain starts as a soft hiss on boards, and sound becomes cover. The rain may provide some help in an impossible situation. Abdul tests the fence wire with a careful push. It gives a little, not enough, but it gives. Nama watches the guard path and counts the rhythm. 2 long passes, 1 short pause, then the light turns away. Matthias checks the corner post seam again, not trusting memory. Wood swells in rain, so the seam shifts. We must be quick. Inside, Bino presses his ear to the boards and hears rain like applause. If they cannot hear us, there may be a chance yet. Darwin shows Bino a weak board edge by tapping it with a horn. Here, the nail is old, and old nails are our friends. Shamir appears under a board gap, fearless in small spaces. You want out, I know where the boards flex. Nama meets the shrew with a hard stare. Talk fast, Shamir, because we are done being played. Shamir pretends to be offended and then gives the truth anyway. Corner post, bottom rail, pull when the lantern turns. Abdul lets out a breath he did not know he held. Tonight, then, we do it tonight. Matthias sets a simple signal, a bird call, then silence. 1 call means ready, 2 calls means move. Night returns and the rain slows to a drip that keeps time. Moonlight gleams off every slick surface. Bino waits by the weak seam, heart loud, body still. If you are out there, Abdul, do not give up on me. Darwin chooses the moment with a calm nod. When the lantern turns, we go, no second guessing. Nama crouches by the rail, fingers of grass stuck to her wet muzzle. Bino, listen for my call, and do not rush the gap. Abdul grips the fence with his whole body, ready to pull. On my mark, we make a door. Matthias gives 1 soft bird call into the dark. Ready. The lantern glow shifts away, and the fence holds its breath. The results of the night will not be known till light of day. Abdul pulls the bottom rail just enough to change the world. Now. Bino, now. Bino pushes through the gap and feels rain on his face like freedom. I am out, keep the gap open. Darwin follows with a steady pace that refuses panic. Do not sprint, move smooth. They notice sprinting. Nama backs away from the gap and listens for the lantern. This way, into the ditch, stay low. Matthias leads without looking over his shoulder. Follow the water line, it breaks scent and sound. Abdul holds the rail a moment longer, then lets it fall back into place. Go, I will catch up. Rain turns the world into a blur of dark shapes and reflections. Water washes their tracks away like memories soon forgotten. Bino runs along the ditch, breath sharp but controlled. Do not let me fall behind again. Nama keeps pace by using her mind, not her legs. Left at the fallen log, then straight to the river stones. Darwin stays steady, choosing patience over speed. Slow is quiet, and quiet is how you live. Matthias reaches the river first and checks the stones. Step where the tops are dry, do not test the dark ones. The river is louder in rain, a moving wall of sound. Keep your eyes on what changes, not on what stays the same. Zevzi finds the fresh scent line near the farm edge. They slipped out, follow the water, they always choose water. Zil darts ahead, tasting the wind. I can catch the trail before the rain erases it. Zia moves slower, reading the ground like text. Do not rush, prints tell more than scent. Abdul reaches the river and sees the far bank as a promise. Bino, keep moving, I am right behind you. Bino crosses with careful steps, forcing calm into his legs. 1 stone, then 1 stone, do not think about falling. Nama reaches the far bank and turns to guide the next step. Darwin, aim for the flat stone, not the round one. Darwin crosses last, steady even with water noise. I can do hard things, I have done cages. Dawn begins to dilute the rain clouds, and the world turns gray. Sun illuminates dark corners that gave shelter with shadows. Wilford lifts his head at the herd route, sensing a shift. Something moved in the night, and it was not the wind. Caleb runs to higher ground to read the valley. I am going to the ridge, keep them tight until I return. Giselle waits at the edge of the route, heart refusing to settle. Bring Bino home, even if I have to walk into the fog. Steam rises far ahead like a pale road in the air. The gas rises out of the earth like a warning. Matthias leads them toward the steam, trusting it to hide their trail. Once we enter, stay close to the warm rock and keep moving. Giselle hears a familiar breath in the fog and her body goes still. Bino, is that you? Answer me. Bino steps out of the fog and cannot speak for a second. Mother, I am here, I am sorry. Abdul comes in last, eyes raw from worry. I thought I lost you, and I will never let that happen again. Nama stands close, steady as a compass. We found you, now we keep you, so listen when we speak. Wilford arrives with a tired look and a soft tail wag. You are trouble, Bino, but you are our trouble. Caleb stops only long enough to give a command. No drifting, no chaos. We move as one line to camp. Darwin keeps to the edge, unsure if he's welcome. I can leave if you want, I am used to leaving. Bino answers fast, not letting doubt grow. You saved my life, Darwin. You stay with us if you choose. Steam vents hiss in the distance, like the earth breathing. Equally beautiful and lethal. Matthias explains the ground like a teacher. Warm rock is safe, soft mud is not, and the wind changes fast here. Antioch lands on a dead branch and speaks like a warning bell. Predators do not forget a story once they decide it is theirs. Zevzi reports from a ridge, eyes fixed on the steam. They are together again, so we test their edges. Gidia listens without blinking, then makes it simple. Bring me Bino, and the rest will fall into place. Zil bounces in place, eager and restless. I can flush them out, just point me where. Zia keeps her voice cool. We wait for the choke point, then we follow their choices. A cave mouth breathes warm air at the edge of the steam. Morning shows what night painted in fear. Jacob steps into view, older and heavier with quiet. Do not run, I am not here to hurt you. Bino hears his father's voice and feels his legs go weak. Jacob, you are alive. Abdel's anger breaks into the open at last. You left us, and you let mother carry it alone. Jacob holds the truth like a stone in his mouth. I left because humans set ropes, and my spirit is meant to be free. Nama looks past blame and asks for direction. Tell us what you know, Jacob, and we will use it. Jacob points with his gaze toward the vents. Use steam and rock, and do not walk in straight lines between smoke plumes. Bino takes the words in and feels a new weight settle. Then we stop running from our past and start cherishing what is in front of us right now. Sunlight fights through fog and pale stripes across the basin. The sound of dogs echo over the horizon. Caleb drills the route through the steam with crisp commands. Follow my turns, and do not stop to stare at vapor. Wilford takes the narrow path like it is a post of honor. If anything comes close, it meets me first. Matthias tests the ground with careful steps. Warm rock is firm, cold mud gives, so watch the color. Shamir appears beside a crack and points with his tiny nose. Soft ground here, hard ground there, do not be proud about it. Darwin shows Bino how to listen for boards and wire even when there is no fence. You hear a cage before you see it, trust your ears. Bino holds that lesson close. I will not step into another rope without seeing it first. Ira lingers at the edge, unsure how to speak without a joke. I did not know ropes would take you. I did not. Bino answers with calm that surprises them both. If you want to change, start by being quiet when you feel mean. Giselle backs her son with a single look. We move forward, Ira, not backward. Abdul steps beside Bino, not as a shield but as a partner. When you speak for me. You speak for all of them too. Nama checks the route again, making sure fear has no blind corners. If we keep the path clean, panic has nowhere to hide. Antioch marks the moment with a rough call. This is where the valley decides what it believes. Steam thickens in the corridor and the air smells like warm stone. Keep your eyes on what changes, not on what stays the same. Zevzi reaches the steam edge and slows, reading the new terrain. Do not rush into fog. Fog makes fools of fast feet. Zil circles, annoyed that the world will not stay clear. I hate this wet air, it makes everything smell the same. Zia tests the wind and looks for the corridor exit. There is always a way out, even in fog. Gidia watches the corridor like it is an insult. Bring me Bino, and I will let the rest keep breathing. Bino steps into open ground by the steam as if he is choosing the spotlight. If they want a symbol, they can look at me, not at the others. Giselle tries to hold him with her voice. Do not offer yourself like a gift, Bino. Bino answers without looking away from the fog. I am not a gift, mother, I am a choice. Matthias signals the corridor move with a sharp nod. Now, while their eyes are on him, Caleb closes the last gap and commits to the plan. No one breaks line, not today. Wilford takes one last look back toward Bino, then faces forward. Hold steady, Bino, we are moving. Fog swallows the corridor and makes every step feel final. One wrong step and fall into the steaming abyss. Bino stands alone in the steam edge and forces his fear into stillness. Look at me, not at them, I can take your stare. Gidia moves closer through vapor, slow and sure. Black Wool, you carry the valley like a scent. Zevzi holds back at the edge, eyes narrowing. Do not touch the vents, keep to the dry stones. Zil runs along the outside line, impatient. I can still see shapes, that is enough. Zia holds the center and watches the wind shift. Fog moves like water, follow its flow. Matthias calls directions into the corridor, voice steady. Left foot on dark stone, then right to the flat one. Nama keeps moving, turning fear into counting. 3 steps, then breathe, then 3 more. Abdul guards the rear, refusing to look away from the fog behind. If anything comes close, it comes through me first. Darwin breathes slow and counts the quiet between hisses. Listen to steam, it tells you where the ground is thin. Caleb paces the corridor edge, ready to correct drift. Stay on the marked stones, do not wander. Wilfred holds the narrow pass with a steady stare. I will not move until the last one is through. Giselle moves through fog with a mother's stubborn courage. Keep going, my family, keep going. Antioch watches above the vapor and speaks low. The line holds because they choose to hold it. Steam curls around stones and makes the corridor feel endless. Any stone could give way and drop down into a smoking chasm. Bino hears a soft scrape of claws on stone and does not flinch. I am still here, and I am not alone. Zevzi pauses, confused by how little scent the fog carries. This air hides them, so do not spread out. Zil shakes water from his fur, annoyed. Everything smells like stone, I hate stone. Zia stares into vapor and chooses patience. Wait, and the line will show itself. Jidia shifts her weight, anger rising. You hide behind fog like it is a wall. Matthias calls the last turn like a promise. Final bend ahead, do not stop until grass is under you. Caleb closes the line at the back, pushing motion forward. Keep moving, no pauses, no looking back. Wilfred waits at the pass, counting bodies by sound. I hear the last steps, then I turn. Light begins to show through the fog at the corridor exit. Light returns, and with it, choices. Bino takes 1 step back toward his family, timing his retreat. Now, I am coming, keep going. Jidia steps onto slick rock and hesitates for a breath. This ground is trying to tell me no, and I do not listen to ground. Bino keeps his voice steady, refusing to feed her rage. You do not own my story, Jidia, you only heard it. Zevzi makes the first smart choice and backs away from the vent line. Pull back, the fog is not our friend. Zil ignores caution and rushes into thicker vapor. I can still do this, I can still do this. Zil skids on wet rock and catches himself, startled. This rock is slick. Zia stops and reassesses, not wasting motion. Enough, we do not win by rushing blind. Matthias calls a tighter turn, voice cutting through hissing air. 2 steps right, then straight, do not drift. Nama keeps moving and refuses to let fear take her breath. We are almost out, keep your mind on the next step. Abdul says what he has carried since the rope tightened. I am sorry I let you go alone, I will never do that again. Bino answers without turning it into a speech. Then stand with me now, that is enough. Darwin chooses the flock in a quiet moment of decision. I am done running alone, I run with you now. Caleb sees the exit light and barks a single sharp cue. Go, 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 do not stop at the edge. Wilfred waits for the last footfall, then finally turns. That is everyone, now I move. The corridor opens into wet grass, and the air feels new. The dogs reclaim a guardable perimeter. Zevzi chooses retreat before pride can trap him. Back to the ridge, we learned enough for today. Zil runs out of fog and shakes water from his coat. I hate steam, I hate wet, I hate all of it. Zia follows, quiet and controlled. We leave and we remember, that is how we win later. Jidia holds on the edge, anger held in muscle. This is not finished, Black Wool. Bino does not chase, he simply turns away. Let her go, we live, that is the answer. Giselle reaches safe ground and finally lets her breath shake. Come to me, Bino, please. Bino steps fully out of vapor and feels warmth hit his face. I am coming, mother, I am here. Nama laughs once, surprised by relief. We did it, and we are still us. Abdul looks at his brother like he is seeing him for the first time. You led us, Bino, you really did. Sun breaks through for a moment and paints the wet grass gold. Sunset shows what fear tried to cover. Jacob watches from the steam line, proud but distant. You did what I could not teach with words, you held the line. Bino looks back toward the steam as if he can pull his father closer. Come with us, Jacob, we can make space for you. But, I know you won't. Jacob keeps his answer simple and heavy. Not yet, the rope still binds sheep to slaughter and for that I cannot return. Matthias steps beside Bino, speaking like a friend, not a guide. You do not need him to walk next to you to carry what he gave. Darwin looks at the open valley like it is a new language. I forgot what space feels like. I forgot how wide the world is. Shamir appears at the edge of a puddle, always ready for profit. So, about that debt, I accept food and praise. Nama answers without missing a beat. You get food, Shamir, but you do not get praise. Caleb checks the perimeter like it is his job to never relax. We keep moving for now, then we rest when the ridge says safe. Wilfred finally allows his shoulders to drop. Good work, all of you, good work holding your heads. Ira stands alone for once, words stuck behind his teeth. I said things I cannot take back. Bino answers with one clean line. Then say different things from now on. Giselle watches the exchange and feels a small knot loosen. Thank you, Bino, for staying kind when it is hard. Antioch lands nearby and speaks like a closing chapter. Sometimes, one side refuses it's over. Zevzi watches from far rock, eyes narrowed at the steam. We leave, but we do not forget what held us back. Zil complains as if anger is his blanket. Next time I want dry ground and clear air. Zia keeps her gaze forward. We learned their path, that is enough for now. Jidia stands on a cliff, alone with her anger. Fog is a thief, and I hate thieves. The river runs clean again, while the gas plumes pour overhead. Listen longer than you speak, the land will answer. Old fence lines sit quiet in the distance, empty and still. A skeleton of what once was and what will always remain to be. Bino walks with the route again, not apart this time. I am done walking alone when I do not have to. Abdul matches his pace and keeps his voice quiet. I am proud of you, and I am proud of us. Nama looks ahead and makes the next plan sound like a simple thing. We take the long route, avoid fences, and stay near water. Dusk pools the grass and the steam fades into a thin ribbon on the horizon. We don't see them, but they're out there, and they wait. Night comes with clear stars, and the valley finally feels quiet. Fog is only air pretending to be a wall. A lesson as old as time. Morning dew returns, and the meadow looks new again. Light returns, and with it, choices. Bino takes the lead on a ridge path, no longer hiding himself. We go slow, we stay together, and we watch the ground. Giselle follows the route with a calm pride she cannot hide. Look at you, Bino, walking like you were born for it. Abdul lightens the air with a small laugh. If Ira starts talking again, I will drown him in compliments. Nama answers with a smile that means business. Compliments are fine, but boundaries work better. Matthias lingers near the tree line, choosing to stay nearby. I will walk the edge for a while, just to be sure. Darwin looks toward open hills and feels something like joy. I might wander for a time, but I will remember this place. Antioch calls once, rough and final. Belonging is not given, it is built, step by step. Zevzi watches far away and keeps his distance. We leave them, for now, and we remember what fog can do. Zil glances back once, frustrated but alive. Next time I want sun and dry ground. Zia moves with quiet patience, eyes forward. We learn, we wait, we return when it is smart. Jidia stands on a cliff, still watching. Every story comes back around, black wool. A long trail stretches ahead, clean and quiet. Some roads look safe because they are familiar. Wilfred takes his place at the back, satisfied for now. Keep moving, keep calm, and we make it home. Caleb runs the sideline with new respect in his eyes. Good line today. Keep it tight, keep it smart. Ira walks alone, quieter than usual, thinking hard, mumbling to himself. You're still just a black person, I'll never follow you. Bino looks ahead and finally believes his own breath. I am not a warning, I am just me. Giselle keeps close, love made visible in her pace. I will walk beside you as long as I can. Abdul looks toward the ridge and lets himself smile. We are still here, that is the victory. Nama watches the ground ahead, always thinking 2 turns forward. Water first, shade second, and no fences if we can help it. Matthias pauses at the tree line and takes one last look. You chose each other, that is rare, keep it. Antioch lifts into the sky and lets the valley go. Go on, then, and be more than the names they gave you. The valley stretches wide, quiet, and alive, with steam fading behind the hills. Groups migrate and obey their orders. Far behind, the steam settles back into the earth, and ahead the trail keeps going. Somewhere a herd wanders and its flock follows.